Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I am the English teacher for Verbling for this hour. And this hour, we will be going over phrases dealing with suggesting ideas. So we will do a listening activity, we will do reading, we will also discuss a lot of different phrases and how they are used. So come along, come on in and hop in the classroom and let's enjoy the ride of learning English. So, and the topic will be suggesting ideas. My name is Holly, and I'm a native English trainer from Idaho in the United States. Right now it is 10 p.m. on Sunday evening, and let's see. A little about me. I was raised here in Idaho. However, I left when I was 18. I went to university, of course, and then I started teaching English when I was about 25, 24, and I taught in South Korea and in Finland. Came back to the States came back to Idaho about 20 years later, and now that's 5 years from now. So, Ibeck, how are you today?
Hello, good. And you?
Very good. So what time is it right now in your country?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Okay, it's a 12-hour. Is it 10 p.m.?
Yes, yes.
Where are you located?
In our country, at 10 p.m. I live in Kazakhstan.
Okay, because it's 10 p.m. where I'm at, and I'm in Idaho. So are you sure it's not 10 a.m.?
Yeah, no, I am mistaken. 10 a.m.
Okay, I was like, what? So it's a 12-hour difference. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, how is that possible? I was like, are you in Colorado? So, yeah. So, and how was your weekend, Ibeck?
Not bad, but not so. It wasn't so interesting.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time at home, did
Okay.
homework,
So did you do homework or housework?
housework. Yeah.
Yeah, because homework is if you're a student. Are you a student?
Yeah. No, I'm not student.
Okay. What do you do?
I work in aviation structure.
Okay. Yeah, and I see, and I had you completely confused until last week with Alabek, who is an attorney. So,
Yes.
I do apologize. And then he showed up to class, and I went, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I
So,
remember.
yeah. All right. Um, yeah. So do you have any big plans for this week, or is it just going to be a normal work week?
I think will be normal work week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you usually work just about 40 hours a week, or do you work more or less, or?
I have shift work,
Mm-hmm.
and it's nearly 40 hours per week.
Ah, okay. And do you work the day shift or the evening shift or the night shift?
Yeah, also evening, day and evening shift.
Okay. So it depends on the week.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And this week, what shift will you be working?
Actually, I will have. I work first day shift. Next day, I will go to night shift. I have to go,
Oh, okay.
and then 2 day off.
Mhm. Okay. Then 2 days off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, do you, how far in advance do you get your schedule so you can plan your life?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I assume more people will be showing up to class this class hour at 10 p.m. my time. It's not yet early morning in Western Europe, and then of course
Mhm.
South America has gone to sleep. Central
Mhm.
America is still awake though, so this hour usually has fewer students. Sometimes there's a lot, but it has
Mhm.
fewer. So It's a nice hour because it's smaller classes and stuff. So you may get a private lesson, you may not. So um, let's study these phrases and use them to describe the ideas below. More than one answer is possible. Let me read these. We have a bright idea, a foolish idea, a ridiculous idea, an original idea, a clever idea, a crazy idea, a dumb idea, an unusual idea, a sensible idea, and a terrible idea. Nada, how are you today? Hello, Nada. Nada, are you there? Okay, well, until she gets Nada, are you there?
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
good, thank you. And
Yeah,
you?
very good. It's been a while since I've talked to you. So now you are from Saudi Arabia, but you live in Texas, right?
Right.
I remembered. Yay! It was because of the beautiful picture of your daughter, I think. So awesome. Well, we're gonna study and practice some phrases here about suggesting ideas. And so I just read these different ideas. Do you guys know what all these ideas mean? Do you have any questions, Ibec or Nada? Are there any words, phrases here you do not know?
For the glossary word, a bright idea and foolish idea. Hello?
Okay. So yeah, these words. Do you know what they mean?
Yeah, I know some of them.
Okay. What are the ones, Ibec, both of you, what are the ones that you do not know?
I think I know every type of idea.
You know them all? Okay. And Nada, do you know all of them, or is there one or two that you do not know?
I don't know, a dumb idea.
A dumb idea. Okay. A dumb idea would be if something is dumb, it's usually, in this context, it's usually considered stupid.
Stupid idea.
Yeah, a stupid idea.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to read each of these situations, and these are different ideas, and we're going to read these and decide if this is a good idea, bad idea, foolish idea, what kind of idea it is, and then we'll discuss the situation. You know, have you experienced this situation, and so forth. So Ibec, could you read number 1? And this is an idea.
Okay. If you want to learn a language faster, you should visit the country where it is spoken.
Okay, so what type of idea do you think this is, in your opinion?
I think it's a clever idea.
A clever idea. Okay, okay, and why do you say it's a clever idea?
Because idea which was given very right. I think every person who want to learn English, they could, if they go to that country where speaking that language, they could improve their knowledge faster.
Okay, so instead of where speaking that language, we could say where it is spoken. So you go where it is spoken. It is spoken. Okay. Okay. All right. And Nada, what kind of idea do you think it is? And tell us why.
For me, it's a sensible idea.
Okay, a sensible idea, and I agree with you. This is the idea I would call it as well. But why would you say it's a sensible idea?
Because it's a sensible idea.
Because it's sensible. Okay, Now, in your experience, Nada,
Yeah.
since you live in an English-speaking country, have you found that your language skills have improved just by living in the U.S., or have you still had to study?
For me, yeah, it's improved when I go
Mm-hmm.
to USA. But not everyone can travel to United States or Britain to improve English language.
Uh-huh.
Not everyone can travel, and
Yeah.
for me, if I don't have that chance, I will not travel. If I don't have a chance because my husband is studying right now, and if he is not
Mhm.
studying, I will not be in USA.
Yeah. So you just have had that opportunity, so you were able to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
So yeah, I just personally I know I learned Finnish by living abroad. But the only way I was ever really able to learn Finnish was by speaking and spending time with people who cannot speak English. And my experience of trying to learn a language in the target country has not been as good because everyone wants to speak English to me. So, Ibec, have you gone on a trip to another country to practice English or another language?
Uh, Actually, I was in Europe, but I didn't was a lot of for a long time, so I couldn't improve my English better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, But and the second thing, I was with my friends who speaks in my own language, and it was not so good because I spoke always in my language, and we always communicated with
Mm-hmm.
my own language with them, and sometimes we use the English to get some information from different people.
Mm-hmm. So you always spoke in my own language, and sometimes you would, yeah, sometimes you would speak English, but usually you would always speak in Kazakh, right? Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen. Years ago, I think it was back in the late '90s when I was in graduate school. I taught in an intensive English program at the university, and I saw people come to the United States and come specifically to that program. Would take a semester or a year off in order to study English, and then they ended up during their free time socializing with people from their own country. So they never spoke English. I hope they improved. My guess is they did improve, but they didn't improve as much as they could have. So what you described, Ibec, is what I have seen as well. Um, Nada, have you studied English formally in like at the university where your husband goes?
Yeah, I studied in the institution, English
Uh-huh.
learning institution.
Uh-huh. And did you find that that what Ibex described and described that many people would speak their native language outside of class?
Um, no.
Oh, okay, that wasn't your experience. Okay, awesome. That's great to hear. That's probably why you improved. So, all right. So we would say that number one is either a clever idea or a sensible idea. Very good. Okay. Number two, Anada, could you read this one?
Sure. If you want to get a good job, you should prep your potential boss.
Okay. So this word we would say instead of bribe, we would say bribe.
Try.
Bribe your potential boss. Okay. Does everybody know what that word means?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, Nada, what kind of idea is this?
Foolish idea.
It's a foolish idea. Okay. Why is it a foolish idea?
Um, Or a terrible idea, I think.
Okay, a foolish and a terrible idea. And why is it? Why do you not like the idea? Can you tell us
Uh,
what you're thinking?
because it's not to bribe you, the boss. It's not a good idea to get a good job. Yeah, I should prove myself to with my experience or with my learning
Mm-hmm.
to get a good job, not to bribe my boss.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so it shouldn't be based upon bribing. Okay, I agree. So, hi Jaya, how are you today?
I'm good. Sorry for being late.
Excellent. Not a problem, not a problem. Let me introduce you. I think you already know Aybek. This is Aybek from Kazakhstan. And then we have Nada here, who is from Saudi Arabia. But like you, she's living in another country. She's in Texas in the United States. And Nada and Aybek, this is Jaya. And Jaya is from India, but she's living in Oman right
Hi.
now.
Everyone.
Hi.
So, all right. So, Jaya, what do you think? We're going on number 2, and we're just kind of choosing these different ideas and practicing the adjective in front of the word idea. Do you think is this a good idea, or what kind of idea do you think this is? If you want to get a good job, you should bribe your potential boss. What do you think, Jaya?
A terrible idea?
A terrible idea? Why would you say that's a terrible idea?
Because you can get some problem, or maybe you can succeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you won't be successful.
Yeah.
You'd end up having to bribe everybody all the time to do the work because you can't do the work. So, all right. And Ibec, how about you? What kind of idea do you think number 2 is?
I think it's a crazy idea, but it depends on country. I think
Uh-huh.
because in some of country corruption is in high level, and this idea could be useful. And but in my opinion, this is a crazy idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So have you, like, say, for example, in your country, is there enough corruption that bribing is common?
Generally, I think corruption is in probably in high level, but
Mm-hmm.
our government is working on that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about some countries. I have a good friend of mine from India, and he was telling me about Russia, and he said that Russia, in order to do business, you have to really bribe. And I don't know, he didn't say anything about India. Jaya, is it common in India for people to bribe, or does it depend?
No, but this both side people want to get success before time or early. They always practicing giving bribe,
Mm-hmm.
try
Okay.
to give someone. Yeah,
Okay.
not
Uh-huh. All right, so it's not that common. Okay. And Nada, how about in Saudi Arabia? Is bribing common?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. And in the U.S., I think it's like most countries, of course, you have some people that bribe and some people that don't. So, but it isn't like in some countries, it's just commonplace. It's just normal. You know that you're going to have to bribe to get whatever it is. So, okay. So number 3, Jaya, could you read number 3?
if you want to make a lot of money, you should go to a casino.
Okay, so you should go to a casino. So we don't say casino, we say casino. Casino.
Casino.
Okay, so what kind of idea do you think this is, Jaya?
I think foolish idea.
A foolish idea? Why do you think it's a foolish idea?
Because you can lose everything which you have.
Okay, so instead of loss,
So,
you can lose everything that you have.
yeah,
Yeah, so lose
you
everything.
can lose.
Okay, all right. And Ibec, what do you think? What kind of idea do you think this is?
I think it's a ridiculous idea because
Okay, and why?
I haven't seen people who won in casino who is around of if I say about my friends, nobody
Uh-huh.
won. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is ridiculous idea.
Okay. Yeah, because not people. I mean, you can't. I'm sure people win, but it's definite. I don't know if it could be a job. So, Nada, what do you think about this idea?
I think it's mm, a ridiculous idea.
Uh-huh. Okay, a ridiculous idea. Why do you say so?
Uh, mm, mm, or a foolish idea too,
Okay.
because it's not there is a lot of uh, a lot of uh, a lot of things that we can do it to make a lot of money, not to go to casino. For me, in my opinion.
Yeah, so there's more things that people with smarter, wiser things people that could do to make money than go to a casino. Okay. All right. So a question for you guys: have you guys spent any time in a casino? So I bet, are there casinos in Kazakhstan, or is it legal, illegal?
Yes, I have spent. I played in my student time. I had
Mm-hmm.
I spent a lot of time, and it was worst time.
Uh-huh.
I spent
So,
a lot of money.
and no, was this in Kazakhstan?
Yeah, in Kazakhstan.
Uh-huh.
In Kazakhstan.
Are there a lot of casinos, or just a few, or?
Was a lot of casino, a lot of casino.
Mhm, at the time, okay, and
We have
right.
special area for casino also, but
Mm-hmm.
right now I don't play and I don't want to start it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And Jaya, how about you? Are there a lot of casinos in India, or is it outlawed, or?
In India, not lots of casino, but in big hotels there are some casino. They are,
Okay.
but
So that.
in only metropolitan cities, not
Mm-hmm.
in everywhere. It's not legal actually there.
Okay. All right. So it maybe in the more the touristy foreign
Yeah.
area. How about in Oman? Are there casinos there?
I never heard here any casino about any casino.
Okay. All right. And Nada, how about in Saudi Arabia? Are there casinos?
No, there is no casino in Saudi
No,
Arabia.
no casinos. Okay. Have you been to any of the casinos here in the U.S. at all?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Casinos in the U.S. Of course, we when I was growing up back in the 70s and 80s, casinos were only in two places in Nevada, in the state of Nevada, and in Atlantic City. But now there are also casinos. I think it's opened up in the late 80s, early 90s. Um, the American Indians have put casinos on their land, and so they have some there. I've never been to an American Indian casino. I've only been to the ones in Nevada, and they've always been work trips where my company flies me to Nevada, and then I'm in this casino. And and like Ibex said, my experience is it's a waste of time and money. So, all right, number 4. Nada, could you read this one?
Sure. If you are exhausted, you should lie down and rest.
Okay. What kind of idea is this?
Original idea.
An original idea would be something that no one else would think of. So I wouldn't call it an original idea. I think it's probably maybe this one.
Sensible idea.
Yeah. So, but what do you think about this? Do you think it's important for people to, if they're, do you agree with this idea, Nada? For people to lay down and rest if they are exhausted?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Jaya, what do you have to say about this? What kind of idea do you think it is first? And what is your opinion about this idea?
It's a sensible idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get exhausted and lots of work, you should take rest, because that's where you can relax your body and mind both.
Okay. Now I want to go over just because of a minor mistake that you made when you said you didn't say the ending. You said exhaust. In English, exhaust means has a completely different meaning, and let me show you just quickly. This is exhaust right here. It's this exhaust that comes out of a car.
Oh.
So this is exhaust. So it's a really important with that word exhausted that you pronounce the whole ending of the word, because otherwise if you say exhaust, then people will think of course this, and then they will be confused. So. Okay, so exhausted, it means sleepy. You're welcome. You're welcome. And so, Ibeck, what is your opinion about this suggestion?
I think it's a good idea. If you get exhausted, you should go to lie down and rest. I think it's important for people who work a lot and try to earn a lot of money to pay for something. They have to also relax to get the rest.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yes, Nada.
Exhausted. It's mean tired, right?
Yeah. Very tired.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're exhausted, you're very, 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 very tired. To the point that you should lay down and rest, or lie down and rest. You're just very tired, and a person who's exhausted could probably could sleep sitting up if they had to. So, all right. Question for you: do you guys ever take a nap during the day? In your countries or cultures, is it common for people to nap? Does everybody know that word?
What?
Nap, to take a nap?
Short sleep?
Yeah. Is it common in Saudi Arabia for people to take a nap in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Yes, in our
Yes.
Okay.
country also it's possible.
Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. And okay, it is also common in Kazakhstan as well. Okay. All right. I learned when I was in graduate school about what they call the power nap. And that is if you're exhausted, sit down and sleep for 20 minutes and you're refreshed for the rest of the day. So, all right, number 5. Nada, could you read this one?
Sure. If it's raining outside, you should take an umbrella.
Okay, so what
Uh,
kind of idea do you think that is?
I think it's an original idea or a bright idea.
Okay, probably a bright idea. An original idea would be something that no one else has thought of. So I bet. What kind of idea would you consider this one?
I think yes, it's a bright idea, or maybe clever idea.
Hmm. Or sensible. I'm thinking sensible idea, personally. It's
Yeah.
sensible. Yeah. Now, does it rain a lot in Kazakhstan?
Actually, not so much, but in springtime we have a lot of rain.
Okay.
Enough rain, yeah.
So, does it rain enough for people to use an umbrella?
Sure, yes, we got
Mm-hmm.
an umbrella during this period sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And Jaya, welcome back.
Yeah. I don't know what's problem.
Yeah. Well, it happens. It happens to us all. I had a day like that the internet just would not work. And I worried actually just a couple days ago that the internet was so spotty. I was like, oh no, am I going to be able to teach? So, all right. So if it is raining outside, you should take an umbrella. So, first of all, Jaya, what kind of idea do you think that is? And do you agree? Tell us about the weather where you live. So,
It's a sensible idea.
uh-huh. And does it rain? Does it rain a lot in Oman?
No, not here, but in India there is 3 month season, rainy season is there in
Oh,
India.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
For 3 months?
3 months for 3 months.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And Nada, how about in Saudi Arabia? Does it rain a lot?
Not so.
Not so much?
Yeah.
Okay. How about in Texas where you are? Does it rain very much there?
Yeah. When I have been here, yeah, I think it's rain too much. And for me, I love rain.
Uh-huh.
With my country, I love rain because in my country there's rarely rain. That's why I love rain.
Uh-huh. Now, something I live in Idaho, and Idaho is part of Idaho I live in is it's kind of right on the edge of the desert and the mountains. And so the desert is kind of like Nevada, the Nevada desert, and then we live near the mountains as well. And so it doesn't rain a lot here. It rains a little bit, but not as much as it does over in Oregon and Washington, where it rains a lot. And I went to, after college, or after high school, I went to university in Oregon. And I learned to love the rain, and especially to exercise in the rain. Have you ever gone out and gone biking or running in the rain?
No.
No? Oh man.
Did you do that?
Yeah, yeah. I used to go when I was in college, and I learned to fight off stress by going running. And so I'd go to if it was raining and I had time, I'd grab my shoes and go to the track, and I would run a mile in the rain. It was so wonderful. So Jaya, so you've never done that, I bet. Jaya, have you?
Yeah, we did it in India many times.
Uh-huh. Isn't it a
Yeah.
wonderful feeling to come back after exercising, soaking wet?
Yeah,
So have you
Yeah.
done that, Nada, yet?
No.
To exercise in the rain. Uh, I think if you have the opportunity, try it. Exercise, whatever type of exercise, in the rain.
Yeah, for me, I prefer to walk outside if it's raining.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so it's the same type of feeling. If you go on a walk and come back and you're completely soaked, and I love to walk in the rain when I have nowhere to be. So yeah,
But
it is
some
fun.
people think this idea, it's crazy idea to walk in the
In the
rain.
rain, yeah, it's like well, in English we have the saying, okay, um, she doesn't have enough sense to come out of the rain,
Mhm.
which basically it's like uh, kind of foolish. It's a way of saying the person is foolish. So yeah, I'm kind of foolish. I like the rain. So
Yeah, me too.
I think it's because I wasn't raised around it, and I did not know how to use an umbrella when I first moved to Oregon. So, okay, keywords. Let's complete the sentences below with the following words that you will hear in the next exercise. So, we're going to do a listening exercise, and so we've got some keywords here that would help in the listening. So, we have book, deal, lively, stunning, time, and touristy. So, Ibeck, can you do number 1?
This city is very in summer. It's better to come in spring when there are fewer visitors. Touristy, I think. This city is very touristy in summer.
Hmm. Exactly. The city is very touristy in summer. Okay. All right. And Jaya, could you read number 2?
Chen is very stressed these days. He needs to take uh, time off work.
I'm off work. Perfect. Okay. And then Nada, number 3.
The airline company offered us a 50% discount. We got a very good deal.
Deal. Perfect. Got a very good deal. Okay. Oops. A very good deal. Okay. And number 4, Ibeck.
It's a good idea to book early if you want to get a room in that hotel.
Perfect. Okay. Number 5, Jaya. Jaya, are you there? Okay. So Nada, can you do number 5?
Sure.
No, Jaya, you're able to speak now?
You can see the whole of the beautiful city from the top of the tower. The view is stunning.
Perfect. The view is stunning, which is another way of saying the view is very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, number 6, Nada.
Barcelona is a very lively city. It's an interesting and exciting place to live.
Perfect. Barcelona is a lively city. It's an exciting and interesting place to live. Okay, let's go ahead and practice some of these. Can you, first of all, Ibeck, can you think of a city that you know of that is very touristy in summer, so you would prefer to come another time of year?
Do you mean about my city?
No, about any city. Can you think of any city that you have been to or you are familiar with? It doesn't have to be your city.
Okay, I think Stockholm. Stockholm. It's in Sweden.
Uh-huh.
Very touristy in summer.
Mm-hmm.
Because of weather is good that time. But
Mm-hmm.
if you go to the in spring, the less of touristy, but
Mm-hmm.
there could be rainy days.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are fewer tourists.
Fewer tourists, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and I totally agree with you there, having lived in that part of the world, that
Yeah.
summertime is bursting with tourists. But the rest of the time it's done. Okay, Jaya, can you think of a city that is very touristy in summer, but so it's better to come at a different time of year?
Yeah, in India, there are many cities just like Shimla, Kashmir, Jammu, Darjeeling. All
Mm-hmm.
are full with the tourists in summer.
Okay.
So it's better to go there for that time when fewer tourists
Now,
there.
India was a popular destination for a lot of my students in Finland.
Yeah.
Because it was warm during our, because it was so cold in Finland. Now in winter time, of course, it depends on the part of India you're part of, because I know it's a large country. But in winter time, does it get cold in the area of India that you lived in?
In winter time, some places are not so cold. Actually, India has different season in different parts. In south parts, there is no winter in winter times. It's a
Okay.
good. There's a pleasant weather there. So
So
that's good to visit that places in winter times. And in summer, it's good to visit hilly areas or cities.
Okay. Yeah, so it was probably the southern part of India that the Finns would go to. So, yeah. Yeah. I have some good friends in Bangalore, so I really want to go to India. So,
Yeah, you should go. It's a good.
yeah, I think I will one day. So, Nada, how about can you think of a city that you have traveled to that is very touristy in summer and it's better to go in some other time of year?
I think LA, Los Angeles,
Oh, Los Angeles, yes, I agree.
and New York,
Mhm.
and Orlando.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
yeah.
Orlando, all of the season is very touristy.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same way about New York too. So have you been to all three, Los Angeles, Orlando, and New York?
Yeah.
Okay, and I've only been to two of the three, and so I have my favorite. But can you tell me which one you prefer?
California. I prefer California.
You prefer Los Angeles, huh? Okay, I prefer New York. So
Yeah, New York. I love to stay in New York, but not long time. It's enough
uh-huh.
for me.
Okay. So not long. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, I totally fell in love with New York, which totally surprised me. I didn't know I would. But Los Angeles was okay. But I didn't really like it that much. So, anyway.
Not in the Los Angeles, but the area around the Los Angeles. I love it, like
Oh,
Santa
okay.
Monica and Irvine and Newport Beach and Long Beach.
I see. Yeah. Okay, not less. Yeah,
Yeah,
because last time I was in California, I was in right downtown Los Angeles. So,
no,
uh,
not beautiful, not good. The
yeah.
downtown of Los Angeles, I don't like it.
Yeah. So downtown New York, I mean New York City, though, is amazing. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so question for you, Ibeck. If you ever get very stressed, how much time do you need to take off work?
I think if I get stressed, I need nearly 12 hours maybe to get relaxed, to get rest, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything would be okay. Will be okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you need at least 12 hours to recharge your batteries.
Maybe yes.
Okay. How about you, Jaya? How much time do you need to take off work?
Actually, in every year in summer vacation, we go to India. That
Mm-hmm.
is for 1.5 month.
Uh-huh.
That is a good time for recharging us.
Batteries. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, and Nada, how about you? How
Uh,
much time do you need to recharge your batteries?
for me, at least 1 month.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I bet we need only about 12 hours. so but I think usually for me really a week, but IBEC work. I mean not IBEC. 12 hours works for me if I get really really tired and I get very stressed. 12 hours will work. So I just realized the time, so I would like to get to do this listening activity. So what we're going to do is Alice and Simon are planning a weekend break. Let's listen to their conversation and answer the questions, okay? And let's listen and see if we can find these answers. Why do they think Prague is a bad idea? Why do they decide to go to Krakow? What does George need to check before he can come? Why do they prefer hostels to hotels? And why do they decide to book the flight early? So what I'm going to do is, here is a video, and I am going to play this for you.
So, where should we go for the weekend?
Let's look at our choices. Why don't we go somewhere in Central or Eastern Europe?
Where do you have in mind?
I was thinking about Prague. I've never been there, but I've heard lots of great things about the city, the sights, the views.
I'm not sure about that, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty touristy this time of year.
Perhaps you're right. I hadn't thought about that.
What do you think about Krakow in Poland? I went there about 6 years ago and had a great time. The atmosphere was really lively, and the traditional architecture was stunning.
Yes, I suppose we could do that. I also know someone who's been there. Shall we ask George to come along with us?
That sounds like a good idea. I'm sure he'll be interested. He just needs to check if he can take Monday off work.
What about accommodation? Shall we book a hotel?
I don't really think that's a good idea. Hotels are a bit expensive over there. I think a hostel would be cheaper and much more enjoyable. Plus, you get to meet lots of different people.
Right, I see what you mean.
Try to find out what you can about hostels on the internet. I'll try and find out about flights.
I suggest we book the flights as early as possible in order to get a better deal.
Yes, that might be worth trying. I'll get online right away.
Okay, do you guys need to hear this again?
No.
No? And did everybody hear it okay? Okay, so why did they think Prague is a bad idea?
Because in summer it's very touristy place.
Okay, yeah, so Prague is too touristy at this time of year. Perfect. Okay, and why do they decide to go to Krakow?
Because the atmosphere and the traditional is very stunning.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, and the other also, she said, also, Alice has visited the city before and had positive impressions of it. So they had positive impressions. Okay, what does George need to check before he can come?
George needs to check his Monday off before coming.
Yes. So he needs to check if he can take Monday off work. Perfect. And why do they prefer hostels to hotels?
Because hostels cheaper than hotels.
Okay, hostels are cheaper than hotels. Perfect. Okay, and then why do they decide to book the flight early?
because they could get a better deal.
Mhm.
They could
Okay.
get
Best
good
deal.
deal. Best deal.
Get a better deal. Yes. Better deal. Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. And so, talking point. Where would you go on your ideal weekend break, and why? So, Nada, if you were taking, if you were going on a weekend break, maybe during the Easter holiday at the end of March, the beginning of April, where would you go, and why would you go?
I prefer to go to a new city that I haven't
Oh,
visited.
okay. Uh-huh. A U.S.
Because,
city you haven't visited.
yeah, US city because uh, 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 because I want to know about the city, the US cities before
Mhm.
I go back to my country.
Cool. Have you and your husband been yet to the Mall of America?
Mall?
It's called the Mall of America.
What's
It's
that?
in Minneapolis,
No,
Minnesota.
no.
And this is, I took my foreign exchange student from Switzerland there, and she had never, as a foreigner, she had would never have thought of this. But the Mall of America is it's a huge mall, and it has an amusement park in the middle of the mall.
What about the city? Is it good to?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a basic city. I took her there. What was interesting about it is I took her and a friend there. They were both from Switzerland, and they spent all their time at the Mall of America. And they did take a day, and they went into Minneapolis. But I was working the whole week at the hotel room, so I spent the day working, and then I would meet them for dinner. So I didn't really get to see a lot. I want to take my nieces and nephews again to there, but it is an area that a lot of Americans know about, but a lot of foreigners don't know about it. Um, but it's kind of it's an interesting thing. It's getting older though. I think the Mall of America has been around for about 20 years now, but Google it, check it out if you haven't been there yet. So
Yeah, for me, this is the first time I heard about it.
yeah, because
I will think about it and
I know my foreign exchange student and I were talking about where do we go during spring break, and we were she wanted to go to Orlando, or we talked about New York or Los Angeles, all these big places. And then I looked at her and I said, why don't we take a road trip to the Mall of America? And she was like, what? So we researched it together and decided that would be fun. So all right, Ibec, how about you? Where would you go on your ideal weekend break, and why?
I think I would go to beach, maybe
Mm-hmm.
to east side of Asia, to Thailand, and maybe because uh, because of weather and because of natural area of that place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And I do want to let you know with that country Thailand, even though we in English we do spell it with a TH, we do pronounce it with just a T. So it's Thailand instead of Thailand.
Thailand,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Excellent. I've heard really good things about Thailand and Indonesia. It's like, oh wow, Singapore, Malaysia. So, Jaya, where would you go on your ideal weekend break?
I would like to go to Muscat
Where?
because of
Oh, Muscat.
Muscat, yeah,
Yes. Uh-huh. Because? Why?
because there are lots of picnic spots, beaches. good beaches, and malls are also there for shopping.
Mhm.
So that's why I would like to go there.
Mhm. Awesome. How far is Muscat from where you're living now?
It's not too much. It's only 200 kilometers from my place.
Oh, okay. So not. And would you, if you went there, would you do a road trip?
Yeah,
Okay.
we take road trip.
Yeah. I personally just love road trips. But like if Nada were to go to the Mall of America for a weekend break from Texas, she would need to fly. So, um, but yeah.
How far is it from Texas? I don't know.
Well, see, if you were to drive, it would probably take 3 days to drive.
Oh my God.
So you would need to fly. It's right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It's basically about maybe 3 or 4 hours north of Chicago. So it's in the middle of the U.S. It took us about 2.5, 3 days to drive there from Idaho, where we came. So, if I were to go on an ideal weekend break, I would road trip, and what I would do is I would pick a road and drive as far as I can until I got tired, and then I would find a hotel. And I would stop if I were interested in things, and I would just drive, and I would have no idea. So maybe I would go to Montana, maybe I'll go to Wyoming, maybe Utah, maybe Nevada, maybe Oregon, maybe Washington. So I just go to a neighboring state and just drive. So no specific place in mind. So that's been a dream of mine that I will do eventually. So, all right. Now, one thing I want to suggest, one of my suggestions, since we did not actually get to this part, is these are some different phrases that you can study. And so I do encourage you to download the audio, the worksheet. You can get this worksheet by going here, and you can press on this, and also the audio and the video, you can press on that there. And let me give you the URL for the worksheet as well. But just because we didn't have time, I would suggest that you would do that. All right.
Excuse me?
So that, yes.
Can I write on this sheet? Because I have tried before to write on this sheet, but I can't.
Can you write?
Yeah.
You mean with the Google effects and things like that?
Like what you did.
No, because what I'm doing is I'm screen sharing.
Ah, okay.
And so, and I'm actually, this is on a different computer. This is on a different monitor actually. But no, you cannot. You can. I mean, later on, say for example, if you download it, you can write on it. Let me show you how you do it. Okay.
Okay.
Let me quickly. It's actually quite simple. So if you download the PDF, I didn't know this until I started teaching online, and I started teaching with these, and I went, wait a minute, I can write. I can do this. Okay, see these icons up here on the top.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'll move it down here. See these icons right here? This icon right here. If you press on this icon, then you go here. And then you'll see the text, add text. And you press the add text, and then you can write on it.
Okay.
So once you download it, you don't even have to print it out. You can just write on it from there. That's a good question. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At the end, can we save this with this correction?
I don't know if you can. I tried once because one of my private students asked me to, and let's see what happened, and it didn't save. So
okay.
and I think you have to have the paid Adobe thing. But what I would suggest you do is you write it out if you don't want to actually you don't want to print it out. And then what you do is take a screenshot. Then you save it. So, all right. I'll see you guys all at a different later. It was great working with you. I hope you learned some words and just got a chance to practice speaking. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.